We're back to race weekend, and it's race time here in Arkansas for the AXC/OCCRA border battle race. So I'm not from Oklahoma or Arkansas, but we're here representing Missouri. So let's go. Off to a good start, and now we're going to drag race all the way to the top of this hill. Sweet, so we made it into the woods in first, and out of the roost, those rocks were flying projectiles everywhere, so got out of that, got out of the dust, and in the lead. So we're in a good position. This series runs ATVs on Saturdays, kind of like the GNCCs. So we have a track that's already broken for us, and it's already been ridden quite a bit. So it's going to be a good track, pretty rocky here, and pretty fast. This section here was probably pretty much the tightest stuff on the track. Like, this track was pretty fast. We averaged, I think, about 28 miles an hour with a high speed of 59.4, I believe, was my top speed. So definitely on the faster side, and you had to stay on your toes because it was rocky. This first lap here, you may be able to hear a 4-stroke behind us, and that's going to be Logan behind us. So he got off to, I think, an okay jump, and then had to make up a couple spots coming up the hill, but he got in behind me coming into the woods. So there we go, coming into the last section of the woods for our first lap, and was able to pull a little bit of gap through there, and had a little bit of a scare. I thought my tire came off the bead, but fortunately it was just the tire shredding the rocks, and it was a terrible sound, but we're all good. So went through scoring, catching a drink here from the Camelback, and up the hill again we go. This hill was pretty tricky because you had all the rolling rocks and like a football field wide to go up. So you pick a line and just hold the throttle open and hope for the best. But this section here is the hard, easy split line. So we chose the hard line. It's a little bit faster, but the risk is a little bit more. So going down this, we gotta take our time a little bit here and not rush it, because there's a little chicane at the bottom that could really bite you if you're not careful. We're right here going around that tree. If you're not going slow enough, you're in for a fun time going down the hill. Alright, so that right there is where the two lines join back together, and then onto this roller coaster ride kind of hill thing. I don't know, it's pretty roller coastery. So So the conditions varied quite a bit throughout the track, and different sections were all the way from pretty dusty to a little bit of mud. So it was one of those tracks, like most of it was pretty good, maybe on the dry side a little bit, but out in the open spots where the sun was hitting, got a little dusty, and then some of the low spots had some mud. Right here, if you went to that left side, the water I think was pretty deep, so we stayed to that right, hugged it in, and then kind of cut across so we didn't have to go up any of the ruts. And then we have another hard easy split line right here. If you wanted to take the easy route, you could go left and kind of go around the hill, and then we joined back up right there. So made it up the hard split, and once again it's a little bit faster, but the risk is a little bit more. Coming up here, I see this guy and I'm thinking, oh man, we're going up a big hill here and maybe a little hairy, because I don't want to like slow my momentum down getting up this hill. And then we have another rider stuck there, so couldn't pass him on this. Was able to make the pass around him after we got by that other rider. Just luckily was able to keep up that momentum and get around him clean. This section here, I think it was probably my favorite section of the track. Had a little bit of weaving going on, and you could kind of switch back and forth from side to side on the track and just really like make your own line. So it was cool to do that. And then just like as long as you had a good line, the rocks weren't too bad in this section. But we're still out front, having a good day so far, and no crashing, smooth, so that's what we're looking for, and good time going into next weekend. Looking forward to the GNCC, definitely. Going to be some less rocks, and but a similar style of track, so I think it was good this weekend to do this, and just kind of get back in the flow of racing for sure. This section right here was slimy. Like, put a slip and slide out in the yard, soap all over it. It was way worse than that. Now we're on to probably the fastest straightaway of the track. I don't know, it's either this one or another one coming up, but this one was fast. And I couldn't imagine, like, if the hills weren't here to slow us down a little bit and the water, we would have been highwaying down this thing. Part of this track was like testing how much we could hold it wide open. See how far your throttle can twist and how much guts you have just to hold it wide open the whole time. on to a little motocross track that we got going on here. A little bit of berms and little floater jumps. So, pretty cool little section they added in for us on this. This straightaway here would be the other one that I was talking about, maybe the fastest one, I'm not sure, but on one of these we hit nearly 60 miles an hour. So it was an awesome day racing, and was able to bring it in for the win and get the border battle for Arkansas cross country, just because I've raced more of those and closer to them than I am the Oklahoma series. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next